I was going to say something else. And he made it back down, which is amazing. I texted him right before. I said, please, check your sticks for any Klingons. That's what I said. So without further ado, please put your hands together and give some love to Mr. William Shatner!
Hello, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. So, where to begin? There's a period of time, for me at any rate, maybe for a lot of people, between sleep and wake in the mornings, when you start to think about things like what are you going to do that day, what you did yesterday. Creative ideas, and at least it works for me. So I knew I was going to be here in front of you this morning, and I usually try to talk about the city and what I'm doing, and then turn it over to questions and find out what you want to ask. But some things are happening in my life that is so exciting that I wanted to tell you about it. And I'm thinking this morning how to introduce the whole idea, because it is really important. So let me get through these first items, and then I'll tell you how they relate. I've got a book coming out in October called Boldly Go. And the book figures in what I want to talk to you about this morning. I've got a watch that I designed. I was asked to design a watch, and I thought Webb telescope, Earth, Sun, so the face of the watch is the Webb telescope pointing at the hour and the minutes, the Earth and the Sun. And it's a really interesting design. And NASA liked it so much, they've allowed me to put their imprimatur on it, so there's a NASA watch. Of course, there is the Explained that is on Netflix and on the History Channel, and then there is and this is part of the story. And then there's a NFT that'll be out in the next month or two that I think is really different, and also two documentaries, which figures in what I want to talk to you about this morning. One about me, and of course, and one about me, which figures in what I want to talk to you about this morning, which was me performing at the Kennedy Center with some songs that a couple of guys and I wrote. Now, the book is about a fumbling idea that I have that is not particularly new in the world, but it's particularly new to me. And that is the concept that the universe is vibrating. Everything is vibrating. This is vibrating, I'm vibrating, you're vibrating. Oh, you really are vibrating, aren't you? And how to link yourselves into the vibrating universe. So it's done, I guess, through prayer. I mean, I think what we're talking about are the great religions of the world saying God is up there somewhere in prayer. But what does prayer do, really? Prayer focuses you on what it is you're praying about. There's a focus, at least there should be. Meditation, it's a focus. Awareness, it's a focus. So is the ability to vibrate in conjunction with the universe a focus? I think it is. It's a focus. That's element number one. And the universe can take care of you in that manner. That's number two. The book is about musically how I went from here to here, and the universe took care of me. And that's, I think, where I want to go with it. So years ago, when I was shooting Star Trek, a well-known label said, well, I'd like to make an album. And I said, well, I don't care, I'll make an album. And the concept I had was to take great literature, write music to the great literature, and then segue into a song that would be popular at that time, musically. So it had an arc. So, I mean, for example, I did the speech from Cyrano de Bergerac, which ends with, I may climb to no great heights, but I will climb alone. Music underneath that segues into a song where the singer can't climb alone, needs the help of drugs. A drug song, like Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Well, you're laughing too soon, okay? So the album drops, as we say in the musical business, and I go to do publicity, and I go on the Tonight Show. What's his name on the Tonight Show? The other guy.
Carson. Johnny Carson.
What?
Carson.
Carson. I have a block on his name, as you'll discover why. So I rehearse it, and the two things, the speech and the song, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, and the producer comes up and says, that's 6 minutes long, and that's 3 minutes too long. You can only do 3 minutes on the show. Which part of that do you want to do? The lyrics, or the speech, or the literature, or the song? And I said, well, I guess I got to do the song. So now I'm in front of millions of people, and I'm doing Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Well, I had gone to, I can't climb alone. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. And I'm a drug addict. But if there's no context, you see me going, Lucy in the Sky, and I look over at Carson, and he's going, okay. So derisive laughter, and based on that, the album fails. Now, the arc of the universe. That's A-R-K and A-R-C, I guess. 30 years later, Ben Folds, yes? Ben Folds hears the album, writes me, says he wants to work with me. He writes a song for me. He has an album called The Fear of Pop, which is a great success, and the number he writes for me is successful in the album. I got my music career reinvented, and I go on to make several albums, and they are some successful, some not. Then I have an occasion to befriend a gentleman by the name of Robert Shernock. So Rob and I would meet for dinner, and then Rob one day invites a musician friend of his, and the musician friend says, we should do an album. Yeah. Yes, that's what I said. So we said yes, and we start to write songs based on experiences of mine. For example, I left home when I graduated at university in Montreal, and I worked around, but there came a year, 2-3 years after I graduated, when I was on my way to Toronto, which is the New York of Canada. I am going to be an actor. One Toronto person. So I'm crossing a bridge, presumably over the St. Lawrence River, and I'm in this little cheap car that I was able to buy for $400. I'm traveling on, and crossing the bridge, coming at me, is an 18-wheeler pushing that bubble of air. And as that balloon of air hits my car veers over, it almost goes over the side, but doesn't, and I continue on. And the song that we write based on that experience is, we're always crossing a bridge. And we're always meeting an 18-wheeler. And what do you do about it? That's the song called The Bridge. So we wrote an album, which was a big label took it over. And it's called Bill, and it's out there now. Okay. Bill got reviews like breathless, incredible words that were wonderful. Now,